So welcome everyone. Today we are talking about reparenting your inner child. And overall, we're going to be talking about all relationships in our lives as they reflect ourselves and our pattern, our relationship with inner and outer world. So there's going to be a few quotes from the teachings of Bert Hellinger, the founder of Family Constellation, and some other teachers who went through this work. So please take them in, take those words in and see how they feel in your body. And if it doesn't serve you, just let it be. Let it be on the side of your mind. But some of those words may resonate. I invite you to notice which ones, and I will ask you which words resonate with your being, which ones you feel inside, which ones trigger some kind of emotional reaction. Our relationships are a reflection of what lives inside us. When we start looking at the outside world through a different lens, knowing that people who show up in our life and move us offer us an opportunity to heal parts of ourselves that they are reflecting. When we start integrating these parts, we start attracting different people into our lives, or the people that used to bother us don't anymore because we see them differently. Those are words by Bert Hellinger. You like to read this?
Sure. When we begin to look at every man that comes into our path, not as good or bad, but as someone who is there to teach us something, to show us something, we can begin not to take what they do personally, but to pay attention to what they are showing us so that we can learn and expand and transcend information that is stuck in our family system and in us.
That is essentially what we're here to do, to look at and to transcend the information that is stuck within our family system. As a representative of our family system, we carry the energies that seek representation. In family constellation work, it is called identification. We identify, sometimes unhealthy, with those who were alive before us. And this identification is unhealthy and is creating entanglement. It feels like it's above us. It feels like something stronger than us, something that is out of our control, and then feel powerless. To find that, to build a map towards that exclusion that happened in the family map, that's what we use representation for. And representation starts from our mother. It starts from our bond with our mother. It starts from our relationship, the way it is with our mother. And it's represented through many other energies that may be your career, that may be your wealth, that may be your desire and ability to live your life fully. So why work through those energies? Why it's important for us to go through their journey is, well, this, because money, mother, and life are comparable energies. And the way we treat our mother is the way life treats us. How about this one?
That which you were not able to receive from your mother, you will demand from your partner. That's so powerful.
Ellen, would you like to read this one?
Sure. With our Father, we take all the energy of the outside world, an energy that makes us go to the exterior towards achieving our goals and objectives we set for ourselves in life. It is the energy that comes from our Father that helps us to set limits in all aspects of our life.
Thank you, Ellen. It is said that when mother connects us with life, that leads us into social life. It is important to receive both. So today we'll be working with how to receive our mother. What does it mean to receive? We're not talking about accept. We're not talking about forgive. We're talking about receive, integrate, take into the heart. And we'll cover a little bit of why we're not talking about forgive or accept, if that's of interest. And as I mentioned, today we're going to assign 3 main homeworks and 1 bonus one if the first ones are done. So part of the homework, and I know this, it's not an assignment for a week, it's an assignment for a lifetime, but we're going to start actively working on this during this, especially 2 weeks. I invite you to work on this for 2 weeks. And come back to us during the integration call and share what have you achieved on this journey. And I'm going to offer exercises to do that and what we can do and how to do that. And I'm going to offer you to notice what change it creates in your life, because it's a little step-by-step process. But how, one answer to how is like food. The founder of this work, Bert Hellinger, said we take our parents every day like food, with gratitude, with little subtle movements. Those are the practices that 1 out of 2 that I'm offering to practice in your daily life. Pick the one that works for you, at least one, and see how daily application of that practice may help you. So stepping in exercise. Stepping in exercise is pretty much writing down on a piece of paper, whatever size you want it, mom, and you can put her name, dad in your native language and put his name, and put those 2 pieces of paper behind you, literally, and on the floor behind you, with your father behind your right shoulder and your mother behind your left shoulder. And when you do that, you step onto this piece of paper and feel. It's the hard part. You feel what it's like to be in that energy. And that's where the representation takes part. You represent the energy of your father, or you present the energy of your mother. Now I'll ask you to raise your computer hand if you have no idea how to do this, what it means to represent the energy. Let me see. Can I see everyone? Okay. So do we all know what it means to represent? Did I understand it correctly? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Maybe if you understand what that means. So like I have full clarity on what that means, to step on the piece of paper that says mom or my mom on it with her name on it and represent her energy.
Represent within the context of this work. There's a particular meaning within the context of family constellation work.
So no, I don't understand about representing the energy. Can you explain a little bit more?
Yeah, totally. So how about we'll do a little exercise actually to feel into, and I think that will be the even better way to do this. So let me stop sharing this. And we'll cover a little bit of basics of family constellation. Is based on the work of representation, which is based on the idea that we all connected, which means that we are not separate. We can step into another energy as long as we give permission for it. So we as sovereign beings have the free will. Nothing can violate our will. But if I give permission for that energy to be felt in my body, I have full and immediate access to it. In shamanism, they call it hollow your bone. So what we can do is we can cleanse the energy energetically, visualize the empty space within us, or we may do absolutely nothing and pretty much sit and say, I am that. As an example, I would like to offer a blind representation exercise. So I'll ask Lane to represent something for me, and I'll write it down on a piece of paper. And I'm not gonna show it to him.
Not looking.
And I'll ask Lane to thank you, to represent that energy. And then I'll ask you to tune in to the energy he represents and give your feedback.
Hand it to me, or
I'm gonna hand it to you.
Okay.
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 It's you know how to.
So I have
It's
in
folded.
in my hand a folded piece of paper. I haven't read it. I don't know what it says. I'm just going to stand up because this is how I like to do this. Shake out, let go of my sense of myself, and just give space for this, whatever this is.
And as Lane walks into representation, I'll ask you to tune into his energy through the eyes gazing and feel how you feel relative to his energy. What's going on in your body in relation to his energy right now? If you feel like moving towards or against the screen, if you feel like changing anything, do whatever feels right to your body right now. Kelly, how does it feel in your body right now?
It's energetic. It is
Okay.
sorry. It's it feels energetic. It feels like there's action that wants to be taken, like ready for the next thing to show up, ready for the next game to play. Feels very, it feels kind of playful, powerful at the same time, very engaging, and oddly passive. Like I'm waiting for someone else to give me something to play off of.
Jane, how does it feel in your body? You're muted.
I'm not feeling anything. I have a really busy mind, and focusing on doing the work that I really would like to do is difficult. So that's all I can tell you.
I'm looking also, seeing that we are looking a little bit from the bottom up towards you. Are you able to put the camera on your eye level? Yeah,
That any better?
yeah, yeah, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you focus on Lane's eyes and try to look him straight in the eyes. Is there anything in your body that comes up? Not in your mind, in your body. Let's feel to that. Yeah. How does it feel to look him in the eyes?
I can't tell you that I'm feeling anything.
Okay. So how does it feel to say, I'm feeling disconnected?
That's exactly how I feel.
Let's try and say
This-
that. Let's say I'm feeling disconnected towards you.
I don't know whether I'm feeling disconnected towards you or just this parenting thing.
Okay, let's try say that. I'm feeling disconnected.
I'm feeling disconnected.
Does it do anything to the body?
No,
All right.
not that I notice. I mean, maybe it's just this bad sinus cold I have. That's about all I can feel.
I hear you. I hear you. Let's
I'm
look at
sorry.
it. You're good. You're on your journey. Thank you for being here. I welcome you. Thank you so much for trying this.
Yeah, and thank you for your honesty. And these can be really subtle shifts sometimes. And sometimes the response is one of disconnection. Sometimes the response is one of numbness or, I'm just not feeling that. And that's, I mean, we don't know what this is. So I don't know how that relates to your relationship with this, but it might be really significant. It might be fully accurate. So yeah, I think trusting that the process is effective and just simply being honest with what you experience is really key. So thank you.
Okay.
This is not a failure of any kind. This is your experience of this process at this moment. And it may, shift as things shift in this whole system.
Thank you, Jen.
Sure.
Ellen, can we ask you to tune into Elaine and tell us what you're feeling?
Sure. Right away, I'm feeling a sense of joyfulness. And it's in my chest. There's an ease about breathing. There's also a sense of a creative essence that's just surrounding me. It's just an energetic feeling. And it's like that energy is rising up. And so,
Yeah, thank you. Shauna, what about you? How are you feeling?
I feel like some like almost daring like mischievousness like I wanna play hide and go seek with Lane like he's daring me to do something and I want to go hide and make him find me or something.
I love it. Great idea.
Elaine,
And
how
I
do you?
feel like kind of in like this like energetic playfulness that's rising up
Yeah,
in me.
yeah. Elaine, how do you feel towards Shauna in that energy?
Do me a favor and look in the camera instead of the screen.
No, I'm trying to find where my camera is.
Right.
It's hard for me to look in the camera and direct the
I
energy at
understand.
you though, because I'm not looking at you when I'm
Right.
looking. So that's the weird screen disconnect. Yeah.
It is a sense of, like I said, there was this kind of a passive waiting for an initiating factor so that I can do my thing, whatever that is. And it feels like um, that, oh, here's someone who will do that. Here's someone who will provide that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Thank you. Susan, what about you?
I think when you started the exercise, and it's my mind, I'm in my mind quite a lot, and it was just compassion that kept coming through.
Mm.
But then looking at Lane, I think I'm just getting in my giddiness, like laughter and giddiness, and kind of waiting for the next. It's just a joyful giddiness, I think.
Beautiful. Angelica.
I feel at the beginning, the first time, I feel super energetic, like ready to go, like happy, like. But after you start asking, I feel a little bit anxious now. Something on my body like goes like this. And that's my energy now. Mhm.
Mm. Then how to you feel towards Angelica?
If you look toward the camera for me for
Yes.
just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's fear there, and like we can't play because there's fear. Like you're afraid.
Is there anything you'd like to say?
Perhaps, yeah, maybe that anxiety goes through that, yeah, through the fear. Mm-hmm.
I would like the tendency is for me to say there's nothing to be afraid of. And that I only interact if you want. If you don't
Okay.
want, it's okay. That's the sense.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Angelica. Kelly, how are you feeling? You're muted?
Oh, are you frozen? No, okay, yeah. There we go.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I feel good. To me, it's heavy, but not heavy in a bad way. It's just uh powerful, I guess. So it's just heavy, but not, I don't mean it in a bad way. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. It feels like power that's waiting to be engaged. Like it's
Yeah.
oddly passive. It's like I want to play. It's like a genie, you know?
Yeah.
You have to ask it to do something or something. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, totally.
Okay. Natasha, did you hear us? Did you have a chance to participate?
I only heard part of it. I'm driving through a part of Ireland where my calls keep getting dropped.
Got it.
Can you give me the prompt?
Yeah,
Or was
so
it
we
too late?
we were tuning into the energy and just wanted to see if you had a chance to tune in and feel towards it. It's okay if not.
I mean, I've been tuning in, not like super though. But the bits that I'm tuning into feel hopeful, I guess, but like uncertain.
Got it. Okay, thank you for sharing. So without looking at this piece of paper, does anybody would like to guess what we've been working with, what energy we've been dealing with, and what is that feeling towards? Did it resonate? It's like, oh, that's how I feel about that in life. Any guesses?
It's one word that you wrote down?
Well, it's not a charades. It's 2 words. Yeah, but let's look at it, Lane, please. So I'm not lying.
Like political power or something. I don't know, like
It's political power, huh? What do we?
life's purpose.
Yeah. So that's how we feel towards life purpose. It's a little scary. It's waiting for you to play with it. It's a little passive. It's a
Heavy.
little up to us, truly.
Mhm.
Touche. Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one way of how we step into representation, right? So if you saw that Lane stood up, he shook his being a little bit, just how the animal, right? So that's the mirror programming, like shake it off, just let it go, and mentally give yourself permission to step out of your own way. There's no wrong way of doing it. The only wrong way is keep thinking about how to do it the right way. That's it. That's the only thing that stops you, is your own brain, right? So that was the exercise of representation. That was a blind representation. And if you how you saw it, it doesn't have to be a person. So you can work with the energies of people, especially people who are dead. If there's some kind of entanglement, especially if any of your relatives came to mind during the meditation. If somebody came to mind, definitely think, hi, what was that about? Why is that person coming into my mind? And this way of writing it on a piece of paper, and in this one, putting it on your body or physically stepping onto that piece of paper is a way to work with that energy. So receiving your father's energy, receiving your mother's energy by stepping onto them, that what it gives you is the feeling of what's inside, which we almost never know. We almost never know what's going on in another person's soul. And this exercise is the way for us to actually feel it. We still don't need to know what happened, but we may feel the love and the truth of what that person holds for us. So if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to go back to presentation. Yes? Okay, take that as a yes. And that's where we at. We're talking about exercise of stepping in. That was exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is lovely, called the hugging therapy. And that is when you ask another person or yourself. Yes, Shana knows it. It's the somatic coach. It is a somatic exercise of hugging yourself. Or you can ask another person to represent. And as we're working with our parents this week, we're asking to represent my father or my mother. That person is not stepping fully into representation. They are representing that energy for you. The only requirement of that person is to be human, preferably not related to you. That's it. You don't ask them to do anything but just stand there. And what do you do after that? You take 10 steps back from that person. Yeah. I hope you can still hear us. Woohoo. And
We can.
you make an eye contact, and as you can, you make one step at a time. That person stays still. That person is representing my mother or my father. Okay? So we do it as deeply as I can. And for some of us, it can be a very fast moment, a very fast embrace of, yes, let's do that and let's hug. And it's beautiful, we stay here. So when we hug, we stay in that hug, how long? A little bit longer than comfortable. Okay, so it will be comfortable for the first minute or two, maybe you can not even make that embrace. Maybe you're even not willing to go towards your father. Maybe there is anger. Maybe there are some unspoken emotions. But if yes, and you do make it to an embrace, maybe not from the first time, from the second time, from the third time, when you stay in the embrace, you receive the energy from your parent. And that is the order of love number 1. The river of love flows forward. Our parents and grandparents are bigger than us. We are smaller than them, but we are bigger than our children. They're grand because they're big. So grandparents, parents, us, children. If you considering yourself, if you're seeing yourself and you're hugging it from, this is the way I'm hugging my mother, that I'm embracing her, notice it. You're the small one, you are being embraced. So in this hug, I'm the small one, I am being embraced. If this is difficult, notice it, give it time. So maybe on the first time you can only do 1 second. Maybe on the second time you can stay longer. Maybe you can stay 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time for a hug. If you can hug yourself, like thinking about meditating for 5 minutes, try to stay in a hug for 5 minutes. Practice. So when it feels uncomfortable, and do let that person know, once it feels uncomfortable, stay a little longer. 2 seconds longer, 5 seconds longer, 10 seconds longer. See how it changes. See how it changes their life. Just doing it once is very powerful. If you're doing it 5 days in a row, yay to you. It's great. And it feels good. It's a hug therapy. You're being hugged. All right. So what else we can do? And who I'm working with? Am I working with my mother or with my father? We start with the mother. If you have no troubles receiving your mother, embracing your mother, then you move on to exercise number 2, which is not yet receiving your father, but I'll show you later. But it starts with the mother, just because we are born through her body. Nothing super special or super mystical about it. This is how we come to this world. This is a relationship we heal first. If this is more or less acceptable, something that you, yes, I love it. I like how relationships are going right now. I'm feeling no troubles there. Then you move to the next one. Okay. So a picture, if you don't have any pictures of your mom in your house or somewhere around, find one, put it up. Just for this, for the duration of this work. Please do. The same for your father, if the father is the one you're working with. The same with your inner child. If you don't have pictures of your little one, of yourself being little, find it, put it up there. Put it somewhere. Dedication, dedicate something. If you're working with the energy of your ancestor, your parents, or any of the ancestry, either have a candle up or plant a tree, dedicate to them, do something good, give somebody money, feed somebody for free, do something good to another person, dedicate their deed to that person. I am personally dedicating this workshop to my mom. This is my work. Healing statements, we'll go over those. Use the ones that are given to you. Those are posted in Facebook group. Please join our Facebook group. You'll get the link in this chat and in the email. This is my marketing spiel, done. And the practice of gratitude is, of course, there's nothing yet that we know that's more powerful than that. So if you don't have that practice yet, gratitude is amazingly, magnificently, magically powerful. The words of gratitude to wake up with, and just remind yourself, oh, I'm practicing gratitude. Okay, what am I grateful for? Find 3 things just right now. Take a breath. 3 things around me, in me, on me, outside of me that I'm grateful for. 1, 2, 3, done. Next. That is your quick practice of gratitude. And stories, as you dedicating this time and work to work with your ancestors, talk about them, who they are, what they like, what they love, how they make you feel inside you. This is part of the practice of gratitude, and that may be the only one. Maybe you'll just watch a movie that reminds you of them, reminds you of how grateful you are to live. This is also a practice, healing practice that turns your life from a traumatizing experience into a healing one. Yay. And those are the tools that we are working with today. So practice number 2, if you're feeling like your mother is a great energy and I feel so connected with it, I feel so embraced by it, I feel so received, then your next step is to ask your mother's permission to receive your father into your heart. You cannot skip this part. If your mother has unpleasant attitude towards your father, this may be the reason you're feeling stuck. So please, your step number 2, ask permission from your mother to love your father. This is your step number 2. You got embraced by her. You have no problem. There's no conflict. It's the good feeling. If there's a conflict, keep working on it. And this is a not linear process. We're non-linear beings. So while you may still be in the process of stepping towards your mother, you may already do that, but this is a must-do exercise. Please love me while I love my father, while I receive my father. So please don't skip that one. Again, this is all now Facebook group. It's all there. And homework number 3 is, if we went through step 1 and step 2, receiving your father into your heart. Now, how? That's a great question. Thank you for asking. We have statements of truth and healing statements. Statements of truth are what are you feeling right now? For example, I feel disconnected. It's a statement of truth. I feel numb. I'm not feeling anything. That's a statement of truth. You cannot skip this statement of truth and go straight to the healing statements because they will not feel true to you. If they don't feel true, they're not healing. They're just statements. So if I feel resistance towards my father, if I feel that he's an asshole, that my first statement to say is, I feel resistance towards you. And then this is somatic work. Feel how it is in your body. When I say that, do I feel expansion? Do I feel like there's more energy coming to me? Do I feel more space? Or I feel nothing. No, that's not true. Doesn't feel true. So as we do this work, what's important is to know our own yes and our own no. Remember that exercise? Remember how yes feels in our body? Does it feel like that? If yes, continue. I feel resistance and I'm feeling desire to connect. Does it feel true? Okay, I'm gonna stay with this. I hate you. Does it feel true? No. I want your love. Does it feel true? I don't like that I want your love. Does it feel true? This is how you find your statements of truth. Those are your exercises. So those exercises can be done with another person. They can be done on their own. They can also be done through Zoom. So you can find somebody who you personally know or you don't. And for that, we create a community. So you can come into this community and ask a question. Hey, I'm looking for a representative for my mother who is available. I need 15 minutes to stare into your eyes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you can connect with us about it and we'll connect you with someone. You can ask your friends. Try not to ask your relatives. It's a little interconnected over there. So friends, okay. Close relatives, avoiding in this stage. Later, maybe in this stage, we're just doing this. Now, the next exercise we talked about, stepping towards your mother or father. That's what we just demonstrated. Picture of them together. If you don't have picture of them ever being together, just put a picture of your mother, picture of your dad, and keep them next to each other. That's pretty much equalizes that. Gratitude and writing a letter. Writing a letter is simply that, writing a letter to your mom and to your dad. The letter is to the essence of your mother, to the essence of your father. If there was any abuse received from them, you still received life. Ultimate gift you received from that couple is life. So the letter is of receiving that gift. I'll give you a couple examples of what that letter may be. Those are letters from my teachers. Would anyone like to read this one?
Mom, today I honor you by letting go of thinking that at times I would have liked it to have been different. Just as it was right for me. I gained a special strength from the difficult times that propels me forward, that propels me towards life. Thank you for everything that I received from you.
Dad, when I exclude you because you were not present in my life, I'm weakened in fulfilling my potential. You gave me the greatest gift, the gift of life, and I am grateful. Now that I'm an adult, I take you in my heart, and I understand that the circumstances of the past were part of our destiny. Dad, in order to remember you, I take strength from everything that happened, and I will do something good with my life. Thank you, Dad. So this is your homework. And the way you take it is the way your healing goes. For those who haven't heard this before, those are 3 pages of our statements as well, and I invite you to read and contemplate on them, not once, but more. And pick the one that resonates the most. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe you come up with your own phrase. This, I feel this. This is my truth. Find it and play it in your heart, in your mind. Give it space to work its truth into your body. This is your mantra. This is your healing statement. This is the statement that gives you space within your being to receive what needs to be received. Kelly, would you like to read this first page?
Sure. Just read the statements.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Mom, Dad, I'm so sorry for how distant I have been. Whenever you've reached out to me, I've pushed you away. I miss you, but it's not easy to tell you that. I've learned a lot from you. I'm sorry for how difficult I've been. I've been really judgmental. It's prevented me from being close to you. Please give me a second chance. Mom, Dad, I'd really like to be closer.
Thank you, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Susan, would you like to read this?
Yeah, sure. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry that I pulled away. I promise for the remaining time we have together, I'll be closer. I'll stop expecting that your love should look a certain way. I'll take in your love as you give it, not as I expect it. I'll take your love in even when I can't feel it in your words. You've given me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Shauna, would you like to read this?
Sure. Mom, Dad, instead of reliving what happened to you, I promise to live my life fully. I'll use what happened as a source of strength. I will not leave you out of my heart. I will honor you by living fully. I will make something good come out of this tragedy. Now I understand. it helps to understand.
Thank you. Those are the healing statements. They will also be shared for you to read later. And this is the end of our presentation. How are we feeling? Yeah, more into the body, more ready for the soul work.
You said it's all on the Facebook page?
It is going to be in the Facebook group. Yeah.
Group. Okay. Am I part of it? Am I?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay.
Not yet.